What's up guys, I'm Shane and this is Spare Change. Here on the channel, we discuss all things audio and video, like new movies and new AV equipment. So if it's your first time here, consider tapping that subscribe button for new weekly videos. In for a review, we've got Charlie's Angels on 4K Blu-ray. I won't be reviewing the movie itself, I'm just going to share with you my thoughts on the video and the audio quality. Now for a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 3.4K. It's got a 2K DI, it's rated PG-13. Runtime is 118 minutes. Aspect ratio is 239:1. Therefore, you will have those black letterbox bars. What we have here is another Sony release. They typically give us some knockout transfers, and from the look of the trailers, I was expecting some crispy details and some awesome HDR. We sort of get that in this movie. Opening shot of Kristen Stewart's face is 4K crispy. I figured this would be a precursor to how good the movie's gonna look. The detail on her face is pretty great. You could clearly make out every eyelash, the peach fuzz on her face, the makeup, and I think she even went and got a tan for this movie. So yes, there are plenty of shots that are this detailed. There are, however, a bunch of crappy looking aerial shots and some bad looking B-roll as well. I also noticed that scenes that took place in lower lit environments were very noisy. Blacks were blotchy and those shots were kinda grainy looking. They're pretty easy to pick out. As for HDR, I found the overall look to be bright and vibrant. Some movies with HDR tend to be dim, but this isn't one of them. The office interiors in Chapter 6 is full of white backgrounds. The HDR usage kept these white backdrops bright and clean without clipping any foreground or background detail. The party in Chapter 14 is full of some great looking spectral highlights from all the neon lights that might have you squinting. Purples, reds, blues, and greens all pop off the screen. Black levels were solid most of the time except for those shots that I mentioned before, but there is some great contrast throughout this movie which gives it some great definition. Flesh tones looked really good, especially when you can make out those tans. Audio is in DTSX, and I forgot to mention, this is an IMAX enhanced disc, so you will get IMAX audio. If you saw my RCam review, then you'll know that I didn't listen to this with IMAX audio, because IMAX kinda sucked. At least on the RCam it did. That being said, I listened to the straight DTSX mix. And like the video, I was hoping to be blown away since the trailers looked action-packed. High channel effects, from what I could tell when I was awake, was mostly relegated for atmospherics. I think the only thing I noticed was a gunshot that took place in the closet in Chapter 8. When Elena points the gun upwards and shoots, there's a real distinct impact that happens right above your head.
Oh, Jesus. Shall we feed Elena with crumbs?
It kinda sounded like my neighbors upstairs was stomping on the floor, but it was just the sound effect. Lower channel activity was decent with good speaker-to-speaker movement in Chapter 12's gun shootout, and there's a couple car chase scenes where things zip back and forth. As for bass response, I thought it was just average. I thought maybe since I moved the Emotiva back in the audio rack, I might need to readjust my subs, but I threw in midway and it almost blew out my windows. So no, bass in Charlie's Angels, just average. Also, when comparing the volume levels to midway, I thought I was listening to a Disney release for a second, because the volume level for Charlie's Angels was about 10 dB lower than midway. I'm not sure what's going on there. Dialogue, on the other hand, was fine without any issues. So for audio, I'm gonna go with a 7.8. The action scenes were decent, but there was just about nothing happening above my head. There's a ton of action in this movie, so I was expecting to be surrounded in every direction, and my subwoofers didn't have much to do. For video, I'm gonna go with an 8.7. There's some truly standout 4K crisp shots and some truly 720p looking shots. HDR was great with clean, bright, natural colors, and overall, it was a good looking transfer. Now, whether or not I think you should pick this movie up, I guess that depends on if you're a Charlie's Angels fan or if you like watching girls kick ass. If you do want to grab this disc or the digital, I'll leave some links for it down below in the video's description. So those are my thoughts on this 4K transfer. Did you guys see it, and what'd you guys think? Or better yet, how'd you like the movie? As always, thanks for watching. Follow us on social media, and if you want to support the channel and get exclusive content, free movies, and great discounts on equipment, then stop by our Patreon page. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys again in the next one.